is a lovely Saturday, a time to be in community, to fellowship, to learn, to share information, to hold each other with kindness and compassion. We want to welcome you all to the Homefulness 2 welcoming ceremony and community celebration, as well as Sweeping Us to Nowhere Sweeps Report. And that'll be happening today. You'll be hearing all about Homefulness, Poor Magazine, Decolonize Academy, KEXU 94.1 Radio, where you can learn and engage and be in community with a community built for us and by us. Ashe? Lil Lee, he said, uh-oh, I'm not having it, auntie. This is too much. This is too much. All right. So we just wanted to open up and welcome you all into the space. Please enjoy some refreshments. There are some Danishes over there. There are some snacks. We got some fresh produce. The self-help hunger program is out here with us today. Please make sure that you monitor the children and the jumpers. It's here for them to have a good time. Okay, I know. All right. Auntie got you. It's good. We're gonna be okay. Please stop by the Homefulness table, make a contribution, get some of our new literature. We also have a fundraiser, a silent auction. The basket goes to the highest bidder. Ashe, please go and sign in on the sign-in sheet, because we are trying to make sure that we keep in communication with folks when we send out our newspapers and our newsletters and our announcements and stuff for the community to have access to the information. So my name is Sister Blue, affectionately known as Mama Blue at the Homefulness, in our Homefulness community, our Poor Magazine family. And I just want you all to know that you are very special, and it was meant for you to be here today.
Introduce the little guy.
He said, Nani, come get me. Ashe. So please enjoy, meet someone that you haven't met before, and we will be getting the program started very soon. We rematriate the land. We rematriate the land. If you're with us, take a stand. We rematriate the land. If you with us, take a stand. We rematriate the land. If you with us, take a stand. We rematriate the land. If you with us, take a stand. Come on and hang out with us today in the neighborhood. All right? There is arts and crafts also in the children's area. I see already that we have some young people over there, but go be creative. Let's see where your mind takes you. Use the resources there and be as creative as possible. I want to see the best designs coming out of that space. When you're young and you're free, when you get older, you need to be free. Rematriate the land. If you would, us take a stand. Poor Magazine, Homefulness, Decolonize Academy, we taking our land back.
This is a celebration, a dream that we've been dreaming for a long time as part of Homefulness, and that it's come to fruition. But this dream comes with prayers from all of you. It came from a dream that Mama D had and Tiny had when they were homeless. It comes from a dream of many other relatives that have been homeless on these roads that now called Oakland, in a territory that our ancestors knew as Huchiun, a place that we have been for thousands of years, that we were created on this land. And because of the relationships with our relatives at Homefulness, we are watching this land be taken care of in a way that our ancestors feel signifies dignity again, as we're looking at each other as relatives again, that we are taking care of one another. And so I just want to offer a prayer. Grandmothers and grandfathers, creator and ancestors, we call you in from all four directions. We call you in from below us and above us, in front of us, behind us, and on the sides of us. We thank you so much for holding us up in times of sorrow and grief, and in times of joy and celebration. We ask you, grandmothers and grandfathers, to continue to bless Homefulness. Bless this land and those that come here to tend it. Bless those that are coming to live here and call this home their final home. We ask grandmothers and grandfathers to continue to bring your abundance, life, and giving us the things that we need in order to do the work that we've been asked to do on this land. We ask for a special blessing and prayers for our elders and those that are sick, We ask for special blessing and prayers for our children and those yet to be born. We ask for special blessing and prayers for those that are in mourning and those that are crossing over to the next side, that they are met by their relatives with song and language and laughter, and that those of us left behind have a lighter heart. We ask for special blessing and prayers for all of our relatives that are living without a roof over their head, those that are constantly being oppressed, that we come together as human beings to remember what it is to do that work of holding out our hand and helping our relatives. We ask for a special blessing and prayers for those that are living behind the walls of oppression and addiction, those that are standing up on all parts of the world to protect the sacred. We say a special blessing and prayers for our Mama Earth that hold us up, our plant relatives that bring us food and medicine, our relatives that are the winds that continue to pollinate our relatives. We ask special blessing and prayers for our waters, our rivers, our streams, our lakes, our bays, our oceans, and all of the relatives that live within them. We ask grandmothers and grandfathers continue to bring abundance here, to watch over us while we do this work. We thank you so much for our lives. Oh, oh, oh.
Thank you, Sister Karina. Next, we have our Ifa Yoruba tradition sung by Juju, Leger, and Tiny. So we're going to be saying this together today. Rematriate the land, if you with us, take a stand. If you with us, take a stand. Again, rematriate the land, if you with us, take a stand. Rematriate the land, if you with us, take a stand. We at Homefulness. The solution to houselessness, we at Homefulness. The solution to houselessness, we at Homefulness. The solution to houselessness, we at Homefulness. Ha! Let's say it louder. We ready, ladies? Ashe.
So we're singing a song to Eshu, who is the keeper of the crossroads in the Ifa tradition. Elegwago, elegwago anya, elegwago, elegwago anya. Alaro ye masankio, elegwago anya. Alaro ye masankio, elegwago anya. Elegwago, elegwago anya. Elegwago, elegwago anya. Alaro ye masankio, elegwago anya. Alaro ye masankio, elegwago anya. Ashe.
Again, want to invite our poverty scholars, Francis, Alex, Brother Jay, Leger, Angel Heart, Frankie.
Do you see us houseless mamas and daughters sleeping in these tents? I said, do you see us houseless mamas and daughters sleeping in these tents? Dicen parados, madres, durmiendo en las casitas, en las calles. That's because we don't got money for the rent. Porque nosotros no tenemos dinero para la renta. In este capitalismo sistema, in this capitalist system, we could all end up on these stolen, occupied streets.
Land back! Land back! Black land! Black land! Homelessness is a colonizer's scam. And the poor get poorer while the
steal more land.
Hey, wait, do that one more time. Do that one more time.
The poor get poorer while the settlers steal more land. From Palestine to Turtle Island. Can I get a witness? Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Can I get a witness? Free, free Mother Earth! Free, free Mother Earth! Libre, Madre Tierra, Tomancin! Libre, Madre Tierra, Tomancin!
Welcome everybody to the Roofless Radio. We search
release sweeping us to nowhere while silencing our solutions. A Ruthless Radio Research Report 2024. But before we do that, I just want to say, I just give thanks that we are on Homefulness 2. People powered. So you see, when I say all power to the people, because there is power in the people. Evicted, swept, and kicked. Evicted, swept, and kicked. Because settler towns like this don't give a shit. Don't give a shit. I want to lift that up as this historic day, and I want to let everybody here know that none of this is what these politicians want for us. They want us in cages. They want us incarceration nations. They want us dead. They want us disappeared. So I want to remind everybody that everybody today, and I want to shout out to all the young people here, are part of her story. Can we say it? Her story. Her story. Because when I say Mama Earth, you're going to say is not for sale. Mama Earth is not for sale. Come on, relatives, a little louder. Mama Earth is not for sale. So you might wonder, why are we doing a press conference on a day of celebration? We're doing it because this society is killing us. Those of us who have no roofs, who don't have money for this stolen land, and the scam lords, and the lie of rent. We're dying. From Tavangar to so-called Oakland, Huchiun. From Maidu and Huchiun territory to so-called Seattle. To beyond all of the occupied Turtle Island, aka United States. It's very important for people to hold in their heart that this right here is an emergency as well as medicine. So as we love each other and love Mama Earth and lift up a homeless people's solution to homelessness, please let's ground ourselves in the pain that our relatives are dealing with right now. And so when we ask wealth hoarders, conscious wealth hoarders, to consider radically redistributing so poor people can build our own solutions, like right here, it's an emergency ask. I'm shouting out to end the street solidarity in so-called LA, violently swept after Governor Newsom's orders to clear us and call us dangerous. I'm calling out Wood Street Commons, our relatives right here, violently evicted from something that was a solution. I'm calling out my relatives at Homefulness, because every day we work so hard as poor people to fight against this colonial system, along with our First Nations relatives, prayer and permission and guidance to unsell Mama Earth, because then we can all be housed. Can I get a witness? So Ruthless Radio, ROOF, is a Port Houseless People's Research Project. Yeah, I said research, but that's not what I say. I say research. That's poor people land, not AKK-demic land. That's us people talking to each other and hearing each other and listening to each other. Because we're tired of being turned into numbers and data and being crunched and counted and surveyed and studied. Because like I say, no matter how many times you study me, incarcerate me, or sweep me, it doesn't give me a home. So Ruthless Radio is actually a liberation information project.
Ruthless Radio is us, poor and houseless people, speaking on our truth about these violent sweeps and our solutions, like Homefulness, where we are right now.
Do you know where the bus station is? Ruthless Radio Soma reporter, Senor Obsession, asks, who had just been swept from a little corner. He was standing by highway patrol officers. He had a bus ticket but had no idea where he was going. No money or resources, or a family in the town. He was going to, and not sure exactly why, even he had a bus ticket. This is words from Mr. Señor Ausencio.
Senor Huchiun is just one of the 31 houseless poverty scholar reporters from both sides of the occupied Ohlone Lishan Bay, who contributed to the first group of findings from the 2024 Roofless Radio Research Report on these violent acts of violence and abuse being made by Governor Newsom and mayors from San Francisco to Los Angeles to disappear our houseless bodies and lives from the public streets of so-called California. Here are the research findings from Grant Pash versus Johnson to Governor Newsom and London Breed, Karen Bass, Shantal, and Eric Adams, all of these towns across occupied Turtle Island, United States, are waging a war against our houseless bodies.
Homelessness kills us. We are dying every day from the sweeps and violent arrests and ongoing removal.
We have solutions that are being listed. Solutions like Homefulness, right here in East Oakland, Wood Street Commons, West Oakland, Edna, Street Solidarity, Camp Solution in Sacramento, Nakesville in Seattle. Instead of politicians are spending thousands of dollars on police and sheriffs to sweep us, harass us, and remove us.
Who are the researchers and reporters, the communities of Roofless Radio? Researchers are us houseless and formerly houseless, youth, elders, mamas, and uncles from all across the Bay, from Poor Magazine and fellow houseless poverty scholar reporters residing in the Tenderloin Mission in South of Market District of San Francisco, as well as East Oakland and West Oakland.
Researchers are like me. I've been on the streets for 20 years prior to today, only 2 years in Homefulness. And
Tell your truth, loud.
straight up from the street, girl.
Findings and demographics of researchers. 100% of Roofless Radio reporters knew more than one fellow houseless poverty scholar who had died. That was recently swept, removed, and was trying to stay alive outside.
100% of Roofless Radio reporters stated clearly that they have nowhere else to go and are just being violently pushed from one corner to another to who knows where. 100% of Roofless Radio reporters reported multiple police, sheriff, and CHP agencies were part of the sweeps, clearings, and removal orders they have experienced since grants passed.
78% of roofless reporters lost housing because of eviction from homes and apartments they resided in. Very town, location, and street, they are now residing without a roof. 67% of roofless reporters from Huchiun, Jalamu are of African descent.
And 22% of Roofless reporters are of Indigenous Southern Turtle Island descent, immigrant, migrants, undocumented, as described by the settler colonial notion of false border documentation. 98.5% of Roofless Huchiun reporters are lifetime Oakland residents.
78% of Roofless Yalamu reporters are lifetime San Francisco residents. 38% of Roofless reporters are women. 78% of Roofless reporters are over 62 years old.
95% of roofless reporters are physically disabled, medically fragile, and or living with mental illness. 52% of roofless reporters are currently working.
79% of roofless reporters have experienced harassment, arrest, incarceration for the sole act of being unhoused.
100% of roofless reporters lost their belongings in police and cleaning raids and sweeps on both sides of the bay. 100% of roofless reporters have never gotten their belongings back after being swept. 52% of roofless reporters struggle with substance use and have no access to treatment.
92% of roofless reporters have their own solutions to homelessness, which include access to vacant land, abandoned buildings, liberated Ohlone Island. Liberated Ohlone Land. To build sleep, rest, and build community.
This report is available on www.poormagazine.org.rooflessradio. We search our projects of Poor Magazine.
I want to just say again, land back! Land back! Black land! Black land! Homelessness is a colonizer's scam! The poor get poor while the settlers steal more land from Palestine to Turtle Island. I want to impress upon anybody, and I know that there's a lot of poverty scholars in this beautiful space today, that we already know that our backs and our bodies are considered trash, that the concept of sweeping us equates us with trash. I want to lift up that all of these relatives that we have the blessing of speaking with are all long-time houseless folks who never did anything to anybody, but are just trying to stay alive. We need homefulness. And we need homefulness in Yalamu, homefulness in Davangar, homefulness in Lenape, homefulness in Huchiun. We need a homefulness to the world, relatives. Because Mama Earth is not for sale. That part. Now I'm going to bring up, as part of our research, of course, our family at Wood Street Commons. And I do want to say that what you're looking at is all of us residents at Homefulness. We're all formerly houseless, now homeful, at Homefulness. That's very huge. I want to lift up that Alex and Jay, our youth scholars in Decolonize Academy, the Liberation School, Poor Mama and Oakland. But I want to call up our relatives from Wood Street Commons who are currently going through this shit, and who this settler government continues to mess with and lie to and pretend that there's no surplus land, and we know that's a lie. Come on up, family. And after we hear from John, who's got his face beautifully painted, warrior style. Now we're going to go to our first demonstration.
Hey, y'all. I'm John from the Wood Street Commons representing. This is a beautiful thing to be out here and to see community together. You don't get to see this that often, especially with all the things that are going on out there in Oakland, on Wood Street. Just want to let you guys know that they are right now planning an eviction for Tuesday to go evict the last of the people on Wood Street, on 34th and Wood, and on Birch, with nowhere to go. And they did it very behind closed doors, as I would say. Operation Dignity that usually goes out and talks to the residents and offers services, possibly shelter. City of Oakland didn't tell them about it, and they didn't know anything about the eviction. They didn't know that people were going to get swept away. So the City of Oakland is doing this, basically behind closed doors and not involving people, because they know when you involve people, community comes together. And this is what we need still on Wood Street, is the community coming together. I just want to say thank you, Tiny, for having me up here. This is so beautiful. The solution, people are always asking what the solution is. This is the solution right here. All of us coming together this right here is the solution. It's not out there, it's right here. When you see us together, that means these are working. They can't keep us apart. These tiny homes right here are beautiful, and it's amazing that they're going to be able to stay here.
And again, like Tiny said, that I am one of the Homefulness residents now, but I was unhoused on Wood Street for 10 years before I got to move in here. And what was different about Wood Street, well, they're always talking about what to do with us and wasting all this money. We were providing them with the solution. We said, let us work with you, meet with us. We're humans. We're not aliens. We speak the same language as you. We bleed just like you. Approach us. And so that's the disconnect when people think about the unhoused. They don't look at us like the mothers and the fathers and the daughters and sons that we are. They look at us just like a piece of trash. And, you know, just to plug that, Wood Street has always been a group of organizers that fight with the passion for our people. Even though some of us are housed now, it still doesn't stop us wanting our people to be treated with dignity and respect. And so what we're actually doing in October is we're riding our bikes to Sacramento to meet with legislators and let them know how this new governor's executive order affects us, because it's not right and they need to see our faces. And so if you want to get involved, John is at the back. He's got also a bunch of clothes because we look out for each other, so he's got a lot of clothes and resources and things like that. And yeah, come ride your bikes with us or meet us in Sacramento to go speak to the legislators.
Ow!
Thank you.
I say, we don't play. I need y'all to say it with me. I say, we don't play. I say. Get involved. Get with the movement. The movement is in motion. The movement is in motion. The solution's right here. Homefulness, we love you. Change won't come from a savior, a pimp, or an institution. Change will only come from a poor people-led revolution. So we're going to start with something we call our slam bios. Poets are poets in poverty, using the word to heal, educate, and relate how to survive and thrive through race and class oppression and through colonial settlerism and through all this violence. And then we're going to bring up our beautiful other poets and poets, Brother Tongo and Oakland native. So we're gonna kick it off with your slam bio. Go ahead, Brent.
All right, y'all. It's so great to see everybody here, black, brown, united. I love it. It's beautiful, powerful. You know, the power of people. Look where we are. I would never imagine when we completed Homefulness 1, then the dream of Homefulness 2. And we're right here on the land. God is good. God is good. But anyway, I am that black woman that I've become. Now, my only request, because I am celebrating my deliverance, liberation, and freedom, because those broken chains of lies and deceit are gone. So my only request is that you do not, and I repeat, do not call me a queen or a princess. I know that might sound a little strange to some of y'all, but I would much rather refer to myself as an outlaw. For you see, I stand outside his laws, and despite it all, hallelujah, y'all, I'm still standing tall.
They got me right when I was in the line give me some chicken, but hey, I know I'll be there, I'll make it out there. Muteado silencio presente y me alegro. Mis palabras son mis balas, mi lápiz es mi arma. So he said, hey, muteado silencio, our words are our bullets, our pen is our gun, so sit back and relax, because we're gonna drop out your minds.
So, Leger from the Bay, cause the town is where my roots are grounded. Never fitting in, cause my blood is battling inside. Ancestors were the enslaved and the oppressors. Activists, loud ass pretty, can make you cry from laughter. Politically educated, and I done been through some My trauma ain't sweet, but it's the scars that mark my journey for roads not to cross. Struggle into passion, victimization into determination. My family inheritance wasn't my grandma's money. It was third generation single mother addicted, trying to be something, legacy, have something, abundance. I walk guided by my ancestors, and my commitment is to us.
This is for all the people looking at us up and down, and they don't know why we come to this town. We come to support Indigenous, Black and Brown, to take back our own town.
Buenas tardes a cada uno de los presentes. Mi nombre es Ingrid de León, soy de Guatemala.
How you doing, every single one that comes today? My name is Ingrid de León.
Soy de Guatemala.
I'm from Guatemala.
Madre de 4 hijos y abuela de 4.
Mother of 4 and grandma of 4.
Estoy muy contenta por este proyecto y como mi hijo y yo también estuvimos en la calle.
I'm very happy about this project. Like my son and myself, we live the struggle in the streets.
Es muy triste estar sin un techo.
It's very sad being outside without roof.
Pero Dios es grande y nunca lo deja uno.
God is big and nobody never forget about us.
Y estoy emocionada por este proyecto y porque veo a gente ya recuperada.
I'm very happy about this project and I see my people be
ya recuperada.
Recuperation. And
hace tiempo los vi y me daba como tristeza y no sabía cómo ayudar.
A little bit ago, I see a lot of people in struggle and I don't know how to help.
Pero gracias a Tiny, que es un ángel que está para ayudar a la gente.
Thank you to Tiny. There's an angel. She's come to help all the community and the people.
Y por la mamá de Tiny, porque yo soñé hace tiempo que estaban las casas y ahora están las casas. Gracias.
Thank you to Mama D also, because I just have a dream with her to about the houses. Now we have new work houses for the community. Thank you so much for coming.
I'm holding a lot of grief right now, relatives. I want to shout out to my mama, for without whom there would be no me. I'm a poverty scholar, that houseless mama, that houseless daughter. I'm a poverty scholar, all those people you don't want to see, never want to be, look away from. We, Oakland, Berkeley, Frisco, LA, what you gonna do, settler town? Arrest we? We're in your shit, T. Yeah, I'm a poverty scholar. I rock my jailhouse attire normally, not today, because me and my poor mama did jail time for the poverty crime of being houseless in this occupied indigenous holler. This is a lonely Lashawn land, and the only people should have anything to say about it are our relatives right here from Segurite Land Trust. Our relatives who died on these streets. As Karina talks about, there was no concept of homelessness before the settler colonial terror called colonization. I'm a poverty scholar, the melanin-challenged daughter of a strong Afro-Boricua mama, for without whom there would be no me, a mama soltera and a welfare queen. I just want to lift up this one piece, and then I'll be out, and we're going to bring on the world-famous, world star, Mr. Tongo, and then the other famous, powerful poet here. But you know, we're in a time right now, right? This is politrickster time. And me and Israel and Tibu are the blessing of going to Chi-Town to be at the Demo Convention. You know, we'll be reporting the truth always from the folks who nobody ever talks to. That's us poverty scholars. But this is a piece I just wrote in honor of my relatives who are dying on these streets. from Turtle Island to Palestine. When politricksters lie, poor people die. From false borders to Palestinian mothers and daughters, from private and public carceral nations to violent legislations, to houseless people's death at the behest because of the hate of wealth hoarders. We poor people are never safe. No, we can't rest. Because when politricksters lie, poor people die. Grants Pass versus Johnson, to Cali politrickster Newsom, to Trump and Obama's violent wall, to the Palestine genocide, lie held together by Biden, Netanyahu, and tacit approval from y'all. When politricksters lie, poor people die. The so-called politrickster mayors like Karen Bass to Eric Garner to Libby Schaaf and Shane Tattoo. Don't forget, relatives. Homelessness, incarceration, false borders, and polarized terrors happens to housed people too. These ills will kill. They held together by the violent politrickster pill, because when politricksters lie, poor people die. I want to say when politricksters lie, poor people die. Wood Street, Etna Street, Camp Resolution, and Homefulness, these aren't cute ideas, these are homeless and poor cures. For the lie of rent, the violence of believing someone will save us, the great greed of I got mines, and what capitalism has always meant. Because again, I repeat, when politricksters lie, us poor people die. Oh, my dad. We're gonna call Brother Tongo up. Come on, Doggo!
Give it up one more time for Tiny.
Thank you.
Ashe. Cause it was all a dream. It was a vision. It became an idea. Then it became a collective vision. Now we standing on a second rematriated land. Giving it up for our brother Tongo and his new beautiful seed.
Guided by teeth goes the country. There's a cow's mouth on the flag. A peculiar notepad holds street life dear, but the rider's not here. He's somewhere talking to tombstones about the good old days and splash of reborn water on his latest face, or wondering how his old gun is doing in the afterlife. Wondering how much death trap is in those gas station aisles. He got $1 million a day on this concrete island. New engine in the moon while it never goes down. 72 straight hours at night, at least according to everyone's posture around here. 8:30 in the morning is really 30 minutes of closing. The city shuts down for a sleepy rat race. Elevator shoe shuffle to the nearest heaven. Laugh for rest the whole way up. There's scams everywhere. In puddles of city and concentrated schools and TV-lit warm rooms, the light reveals military fatigue when it hits just right on the ties that are wrapped around the necks of lazy white guys. Empire is too easy, baby. Tear at the walls all summer if you feel like it. Let's wait for a target to move and shooting back. Running for a tree line made of freeways. Wisdom says against a war machine on Tuesday, you stand no chance. But may we be the last poor people to play it safe. Cow's mouth on the flag. A politician raises his hand and the crowd shows their teeth. An oligarch raises his hand, little kids are not safe outside. We all hide, depressed, and comrades and function. 15 minutes of closing in the city has survived another black rebellion. We just paying dues by trash fires, not just anybody consent. Don't you love how daily things whisper in the moment? And people kill like feathers fall when everybody's screaming inside. The writer knows that death is not a matter of dignity, rather humor in the house that smells like road traces, nuclear percentages on torn stoves. I mean, here life never was just lazy matches and mannequin humanity, hands rushing away from life towards those. What we doing here? Surviving. For no reason in particular, because nobody go far today, nobody go far tomorrow. Trust me, hell in heaven cannot count. Strange gardens with secondhand clothes play, and concrete wishes to be human so that it could be accountable. When they find you drenched, and trains wish to be human so that they could be worthy arms for you to die in. Hey, greet them all, grandson. Prepare for the day when every child is kind. And don't say we ghosts didn't write you a poem. Don't say we didn't dig your life. Remember the shotgun by the Kodak that everybody in the house knows how to use. Remember the tightrope made of needles for walking in between driveways. The man-made best friends. Go ahead, grandson, tune the street again. Never mind, this country kills musicians first. Broken neck, 9 score neck, life with these walls could write lyrics. They say, what's your angle, Angel Eyes? 30, 50 rounds pass by on the street with no daughters. This street has no sons. This young prisoners of war in a racist city that means to make capital, and we know so much. We know it all. We were stood against walls. Who's on the third cross around here? Cow's mouth, salivating over the street. And that is the story of why we aim at teeth. Much love, y'all. You already know we have a serious path in front of us, and the only way we're gonna get to some real liberation is together, right? So this is the most important gathering that I've seen all year. Because within it, who's on the third cross around here, man? We is. You know what I mean? So it's all, man, always inspired to be with y'all, man. Much love, man. And, I'll see you. I'll see you in the trenches.
Listen, and you gotta introduce her because she made a feature.
You know, this is the first time she ain't really got right on the microphone.
I asked her when I met her over there. I said, "Did you go get on the microphone?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay." And she said, So tell the people her name, and you know.
This is my baby Sankara right here. She was named after Tommy Sankara, the great revolutionary. So we just, we're gonna put that on her path, Right on.
We give them divine names. Everybody give it up one more time for Tonga and Sankara, please, y'all. I just want to say, I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for villages like this one, where my mom brought me into space with people from all different walks of life. So it helped me experience culture from many different walks of life. And I'm grateful for that, because it planted seeds like those that were planted before me and before he and before she, and now we are here. So let liberty and love be the lesson, because it is the medicine. Asheo. Please, and make sure you come do the silent auction on the basket. Visit the Poor Magazine, Homefulness table, Decolonize Academy. We got our poets, books over there. So please shop with us. Share your resources. Also, People's School is coming up next Saturday. If you want to learn more about People's School, please stop at the table and talk to our lovely sister, Angel Hart. For those that are walking out, we love you and we thank you for being here with us today. Because we're going to continue to celebrate. Sister Loa, come on up. What's up, Queen Sister?
I love you. Thank you so much, Sister Sunika. Wow, this is the third time this week someone said that I love you. Isn't that sweet? I mean, I hear it all the time from my family, but anyways, y'all. So, thank you so much, Homefulness. Congratulations on this, this beautiful iteration of your journey. And it's our journey. Thank you so much for including me and my family in Homefulness and all this love and the struggle. So proud to be here with you and to see you help me through living here in this this great difficulty and challenge at this time of our lives together. So thank you, Tiny, for asking me to come read a poem. I really appreciate it, especially, y'all, this week I had a really difficult time being poor this week. I had a really difficult time being a poor person this week. And so I felt it's really important for me to come today and to say that, of course, we're up against capitalism, Yeah, we've been doing it since before we were born. The spirits of our ancestors. But, for anyone who may be listening to me, thank you, Tanika. I just want to say that, wow, I'm at a loss for words about talking about this. I've just been thinking about this all week with my struggle with being depressed, that there's not enough money. I guess, it's a lot of pain, right? It's a lot of hurt, but, and I know we go through this every day, and I know the kids are back to school this week, So I remember those days raising my kid, who's now 26 years old. I just want to say, I guess, I'm here to just read a poem. You know, it's just a simple poem. I'm here with you. I'm in solidarity with us and with our survival this week, this upcoming week. And I see you here with Homefulness. We're so blessed and inspired for us in our lives. So I'll just read the poem. This poem is called To Mo and David, the Younger Ones. They're my younger brothers and sisters. This is a poem I wrote a long time ago, but I just think this is a poem that really resonates. I hope that resonates with us today, this Saturday. This is called To Mo and David, the Younger Ones. And also the poem is specific, but you know what you do with a poem, y'all? You know, it becomes very specific, so it can be very universal. So you'll hear my poem, it's really specific about me and myself, but I hope that you see that it's actually a poem that includes you, that you're part of this poem. When I wrote it, you're all part of this poem. Tongan girl, I'm Tongan by the way. So, okay, just do it, Lord, just do it. Tongan girl looking at her brown brother. Brown brother accepting care from his Tongan sister. Father knows his young Tongan sons. And don't worry about the genders, y'all. Just don't worry about it. Listen to his young brown daughters, rejoices in his Tongan woman's arms. Brown daughters talking often to her Tongan father of the stories she heard on the bus ride home. Tongan mother talking to her brown sons about the content of her day, the imagery from her dreams, of the weariness life sometimes brings. Tongan sons watching their brown mother, moving to the essence of her love hold for them. Each one knows that she knows he's a prince. And Tongan mother making friends with her brown daughters. They never doubted her nobility. Tongan women, we are daughters, sisters of brownness. Brownness is not a cold night, not burning scarlet fuchsia, not glares, flares, neon against sight, what we can't see. Brownness, remember, is the coconut with 101 ways to survive, buoyant in whirlwinds. Tongan sisters, we should count each other and praise one another for staying afloat in the storm. Tongan men, you are sons, brothers, men baked and warm in brownness. Brownness isn't wholly your skin, not just your buttocks and thighs. Just like our ocean isn't only strong fish and giant clams. Brown is the soil that fills us, still here, bearing gifts that comfort and delight our senses. Our people, is it true we were warriors, navigators, discoverers? We colonized our neighbors and ate our prisoners? Yeah, we did that. We gave away our daughters as ornaments. We did that too. And we sacrificed our newborn sons for gods we now defile. My Tongan sister, brown woman, born of the same womb. My brown sister of alcoholic Tongan father years. My Tongan sister of brown uncle's molestations. My brown sister, you held me and told me I will never betray you. I'm your partner for life. My Tongan sister, you encouraged me, refused to see me pitiful under the fist of a brown lover. You told me, get up and denounce victim. My brown sister, you accompanied me bewildered, unsure during my abortion. You drove me home, reassuring me, go on with your life. My Tongan sister, brown woman, yourself. We weren't the warriors, but I've seen you fight. We didn't navigate, but we're uncovering America. We didn't colonize, but our neighbors ignore our contributions. We weren't offered to high chiefs, but we've given ourselves consenting painfully to taste love. We refuse to sacrifice the future for lies and tall tales. Brownness can act jaundiced, black plague, white fly devouring the fiery red pepper. My tongue and man, my brown lover, comrade and support. Why do you bark like the dogs following you home, drunk Sunday morning? You stumble, you stutter, sorry. My tongue and man, my brown lover, your body home is relief to me. And understand when I say, be considerate of your commitments. I don't leave you alone with the cat to drink all day, all night with the girls. Be careful of loving carelessly. I don't make you wait. I've never seen you wait. Brownness sometimes acts dull mauve, pasty opaque, agent orange. Brownness collects stories, generations from generations. My shade of brownness has a tint of moms, a blush of dads. Tomorrow though, I want to read a novel you've written, David. Hold a sculpture you created, Mo, with a courageous hue, deep of your own.
Together. So next up, I'm gonna bring my brother X, Pie Face, Minister X to the stage, so he can come and share the liberation work and heart work that's close to his heart. We love you, Brother X, for being with us today.
All right, thank you for having me. Free the land.
Free the land!
I want to get straight to what's going on right now. It's a lot of movement building. I want to correlate historical time going back 1865 when we talk about abolition work. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall be duly convicted shall exist within the United States or any place subjected to their jurisdiction. So now I'm gonna fast forward till I say like the 60s. So I say in the 60s, you got some elders here that was doing their time. In August, before August was established, Black August, what we say Black August Memorial, Black August Resistance. Black August is a culture with 365 days where we engage with people through culture exchange. But you got particular days, what we call the Flea Day. Flea stand for First Liberation Expedition of Africa. The first day of August is really significant for Qatari Jokin Qatari. The seventh day is significant for three revolutionaries, the man-child, Jonathan Jackson, William Christmas, and John McCain. Then you got the 13th of August for W.L. Nolan, and of course the 21st of August for who we call the impeccable George Jackson. So I had to bring it because I know we here celebrating certain issues, but when we talk about Black August, we talk about a commemoration. And I want to now fast forward to 2024 with the agenda that's going to happen in 2025. So I have to get you first a historical background and bring you to reality, to our fight and our dance, where we can't stop, won't stop, shall not be stopped against fascism, against imperialism. So I'm gonna back it up, and this is for Project 2025. For those that don't know, this is the project, the agenda from Donald Trump. And I'm gonna start at the bottom. It say, eliminate, or should I say ban Muslims from entering the country, end birthright citizenship, mass deportation of immigrants, and incarceration in camps. Condemn single mothers while promoting only traditional families. End marriage equality. These are just some of the issues that we're about to be faced off with. Ban African American and gender studies in all levels of education. So I'm gonna stop right there. Reason why I gave you a historical background on Black August, you had these elders that was in San Quentin, that was in Soledad, that was placed in solitary confinement, that was placed on death row adjustment center because of their school of thought. You had elders that was out in the community that was seen as subversive because of the work they was doing. As we know, when they talk about ending school programs, you had one of the best school programs that was from the 10-point platform, where it was feeding the youth after school, right? So now we subjected to 2025 agenda where we gonna have to decide, not just through vote, because it doesn't matter, Democrat, Republican, what are you gonna do? What are we, the people, gonna do? Because the government is nothing without the populace to follow it, especially the people. We know the power is in the people. So a lot of times we sit around, we smile, we dance, but it's about to get real ugly around here. You look around in Oakland, California, at the root of crime. The root of crime, poor education, inadequate health care, the unhoused, the influx of opiates, the 12th Street, where we see little girls being subjected by the exploiters. So, again, the question is that we're coming up with Project 2025, are you prepared? Are you prepared culturally, socially, militarily, politically? Do you got your political education? Have you been taking care of yourself? Do you got your seeds? Do you got your garden? Is your kids ready to go into a liberation school? Are you prepared? So I just wanted to ask that question because before, during, and after Black August, we're gonna be still in that good fight. And I just want you to know, for 365 days, we're gonna commit to one action item. Find one thing in your household, whether it's creating a garden, whether it's going outside and recognizing your neighbor, whether it's culture exchange, learning each other's language, looking at each other's problem as your problem. We gotta look at each other and understand that we all part of each other. And if we're not moving in the same direction, we clashing. So that's all I wanted to say. Again, my name is Minister King X, a California prison focus, Cage Universal, liberate our elders.
So I'm bringing up the poet E. Spoken to the stage. She's a writer, she's a mother, man, and a spirit walker. I see you, E. Spoken. I see you. Bless the mic, what you do.
This is called phonemic awareness. For years, my mother was ostracized, skin color dark, marked with a lazy eye, but nevertheless, she tried to sound it out. And if pictures were 1,000 words, then that white picket fence would be the action verb as she struck down class structures because no one had the right to tell her where she belonged. And if fun with Dick and Jane contained pictures of Coke bottles shooting water out of Johnny pumps, or black boys and girls playing double dutch, getting that rhythm with the jump, then you would be looking at a master. And though my great-grandfather was a sharecropper on the plantation, he never wished to be a buzzer picking cotton for suckers with black contour faces, following the North Star, trading places from the fields to the ghettos and projects where they still draw lines. So he taught us to read between them. So I started questioning, why is it that when some letters come together, they cause others to remain silent, like that subtle way in womb where she loses her voice to a possessive noun. This next one is called How Flowers Get Their Name, and I think it's just becoming for right now. Welcome to community gardens, complete with chain link fences and surveillance. A place where mothers still smell the blood of where their babies were slain, where murals have been defaced and replaced with signs of keep out. no one beyond this point, punishable by fines and or imprisonment of police, where movements have been reduced to signs on t-shirts that I can't afford to capitalize on, because you see, Me Too and Black Lives, and look, taking a knee has become too damn expensive. A place where Indigenous and First Nation peoples have been murdered and uncovered. Well, this is not a shocking secret. This is a pandemic that you can't cover over. So you see, we're not talking roses because they're seasonal. We're not talking daisies because they're easy to uproot. And while a pocket full of posies have been associated with the deaths of the Josh Halseys, the Emmett Tills, the Nakia Bryants, the George Floyds, the Sandra Brands, the Breonna Taylors, the Mike Browns, the Willie McCoys, the Indigenous and First Nation peoples, and the countless of victims whose names we will never know. But they also send a message of forget me not. Alright. I'm gonna keep it subtle because I see the babies here, and so I gotta keep it respectful. So this last one here is for my baby Carlina, because we can't keep going unnoticed. Like our black and brown women and children are murdered while they're murdered and missing. We can't. So this is from my baby Carlina, which it would have been about 4 years to this day that she was murdered. To date, I think it's safe to say that millions of women have died by the hands of their husbands, boyfriends, and even their children. Their crimes, a culture of oppression. You see, violence is a condition, not a religion. But if you need a 12-step, let me take you on this road to benediction. You see, he without sin, let him cast the first stones. But I guess you be that exception. Well, who needs your seeds when Mary's giving birth to Christ through immaculate conception? And if it wasn't for Eve, would there even be a resurrection? You see, the curse is not that she deceived, it is that we are treated less than. So it's only right that when he rose, he chose to show himself first to a woman. Did not know heaven saved Moses to deliver you on to the promised land? Did not Deborah come to judge with honor and respect, shed a light on God's master plan? And if it wasn't for Hilda, tell me, where would Joseph stand? In order for Islam to survive, did not Khadijah stand on that front line? What about that Arab rebellion for women by women in 1929? You see, the paper gave a low number and said that 50 women died. Well, multiply that by infinity and well, welcome to my reality. You see, violence against women is violence against women is violence against women. There are no technicalities, no mercy in honor killings hiding behind your religion just to get your fix in from Apache to the Zulu nations. Now, I'm not drawing bloodlines because the sisterhood be my congregation, but I think it's about time that we break bread and partake in this communion, sip the wine and toast. Here's to our reunion as the mothers of earth and sisters. Rarely do we put each other first, so sisters, I say the time is now. So as I walk upon this mound, my knees bent, head down, I'm saying, Father, why must I die by the hands of the ones that I bore life? Because I just don't understand. And if this is my fate, Master, please send me a new master plan. He said, baby girl, wipe your feet, because on holy ground you will stand. And your message is what I command. So, from the moment you enter that birth canal, you were nurtured with love, honor, and respect, and protected by women, because before man, you were child. Back when we were treated as equal and seen in his likeness and image as one. So no matter your color, Lord God, goddess, the prophets, you are still my sons. Keep your damn hands to yourself.
Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, one more time for East Spoken. And she walk with swag, baby. She talk with power. I'm here for it. Ashe, we don't play. First Nation sister teachers, Deja and Cheyenne, coming up to the stage to share a little bit about the Segorte Land Trust.
Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Hi, my name is Cheyenne. I am one of the tribal members of the Confederated Villages of Lishan Nation. And I also work as a land steward for the Segorte Land Trust, which is a women-led indigenous land trust located here in the East Bay.
Deja, you can introduce yourself. Hello everyone, my name is Deja. I'm also a tribal member of the Confederated Villages of Lishan Nation. Also work at the Segorte Land Trust, located here in Oakland, Huchiun. And also am the language keeper for our tribe.
Woo! So we're going to talk a little bit about our Hameka program. And then we are going to wrap it up.
The next speaker. So at the Segorte Land Trust, we have a program called the Himetka program. Himetka in the Chochenyo language, which is our traditional language, the language that was originally spoke here in the East Bay, means everyone together in one place. That's what Himetka means. Himetka is our emergency preparedness program. It started at our first site that has been repatriated back to us, back to the Ohlone people. That's located here in East Oakland on 105th. We came up with this idea of emergency preparedness because we realized growing up here in Oakland, but also being located in Deep East Oakland at our rematriated site, that if and when there's ever an emergency, whether it be natural or man-made, that as Black and brown people, nobody is gonna come and save us except for us. So we created this program that holds water, drinking water, rainwater, food, and emergency preparedness supplies. As we continue to get land rematriated back to us, our hope is that each site will have a Himetka, so that Himetka will serve that neighborhood. Also, we collaborate with different organizations and different groups, and Poor Magazine is one of those. So we plan to also put a Himetka here on this site, as well as Homefulness 2. And Cheyenne,
one.
Oh, sorry, this is Homefulness 2, Homefulness 1. And Cheyenne will talk a little bit about what that means.
Yeah. So, like Deja said, we definitely want to take care of ourselves and our people, our community around us. So, based on that, we want to make sure that everyone, if a man-made or natural-made disaster happens, that we have drinking water. That is a big part of what we need to survive if we're going to rely on each other. So the water tanks that we are going to supply Homefulness are going to be big water tanks that hold fresh water. We also gave a little bit of background to Tiny and Poor Magazine about how you can build your own emergency supply kits and bring them with you, and then house them also on site. The big tanks that we are going to provide here are about 250 gallons. There are going to be 4 of them split between the sites. There's also going to be rainwater catchment, because the rainwater catchment is important to have because those will be used as watering plants, because plants are medicinal, plants are food, plants are, you know, they bring life to us as well. So the rainwater catchment can be used for that, can be used for, if we treat it, can be used for washing dishes, taking showers, clothes, you know, things like that. So all of this is important because everyone knows water is life, right? And that's the message that we want to push forward too, is that we're all made from water, we all need the water to grow. So this is going to be a very essential part of leading the Hamekas going forward.
We have more information on our website, segoritelandtrust.org. If you would like to request somebody to come and speak about our program, otherwise stay tuned and see what these Hamekas will look like at each of these sites. And I just wanted to throw out when Shine was talking about water. When we're talking about natural man-made disasters, if the water gets shut off, you know, we obviously need those things, but the average person needs at least a gallon of water a day. And that is only drinking water. That does not include bathing water. That doesn't include washing clothes or dishes or any of that. Is just drinking water. So just something to think about. If you decide to create your own small emergency preparedness, that water is very essential. All right, thank you all.
Thank you all. Stay prepared, get prepared. Watch out for each other. Thank you.
Again, segoritelandtrust.org is where you can find us.
Give it up for our sisters one more time, Cheyenne and Deja. Water is life. Everybody say it with us. Water is life.
Water is life.
Water is life.
Water is life.
Asheo. All right, next we're going to bring Brother Mink to the stage. If you want to come and join Brother Mink, our youth from Decolonize Academy that are here, Mink, we invite anybody that's interested in getting some movement in their body in this moment to come and join Brother Mink. Brother Mink has been an educator and contributor to our community for as long as I can remember. And I'm grateful for the medicine that he brings with discipline, martial arts, mind, body, and spirit, being able to help you connect, make the connection. Brother Mink, would you like a mic?
Yes, ma'am. Greetings, everyone. A long time ago, a young man asked me, how do I pray? So everyone is just going to say 3 simple words to start out your prayer every morning. Everyone say, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amen.
Amen.
If everyone wants to join in or stand up and do what I do, you're more than welcome to. It's going to be some simple things to be able to do to protect yourself. Okay, T-Boo and I are going to just do some simple things. Maybe you can try it at home if you want to. Ipam Kumite, this is called one-step fighting. We're going to do a rising block, punch. We're going to do outside in, back fist. We're going to do a knife hand, front kick. We're going to do a shuto, roundhouse. We're going to do a rising block, back fist. We're going to do a rising block, side kick. We're going to do an outside in, punch. We're going to do a shuto, front kick. From that, we're going to show you what's going to happen. First of all, I want to give acknowledgement to my wife, beautiful Zaria. She's going to be up here with me, but maybe she can stand up so everyone can acknowledge her.
Mama Mink, he said, I want to first give acknowledgement to my beautiful wife. If she can stand, everybody give her a round of applause.
I want to give thanks to Homefulness.
I want to give thanks to Homefulness.
I want to give thanks to my teacher, Ishola.
I want to give thanks to my teacher, Ishola.
And my co-student, Claude.
And my co-student, Claude. Ashe.
First one is number 4.
First one is number 4.
block, roundhouse, uppercut, grab, down to the flow. Period. It was real smooth too. Smooth operator. Block, back fist, chin, turning, down. Man goes down. One more time.
Take it easy, brother Big.
Up. Hit the thigh. Pull that calf. Take him to the floor. Twist that ankle. Jab him, down, down, down. He ain't gonna get up.
This time it's gonna grab.
Grabbing.
Simulation of grabbing around the neck.
Simulation of grabbing around the neck.
Just gonna grab here so we don't hit each other. Okay, we do a shove.
Shove.
Block.
Rising up. Down to the ground one more time. WWF. Grab.
So I'm gonna go this way this time.
Slap to the ear. Pull him down. Get that thumb. Push him down to the ground. Jab him up, and then you can, stomp him out, run. I don't know what you want to do. Call your friends. Ashe. Thank you, Brother Meek and T-Boo, for that demonstration. You are always welcome to come to Homefulness and learn from Brother Meek. Brother Meek also teaches classes over at 4118 MacArthur Boulevard. Monday through what days? He said, take my phone number, so get out your phone. 510-420-1271. And you see him fake falling over here? Ain't nobody even touched you. See, them be the ones, you better watch people like that. They just fall out. You walk past and then they fall out. You better jump, shoot, like you scared me, okay? Hello, everybody. Yes, sir.
Self-defense class.
Woman self-defense class.
At 843rd Street.
843rd Street. Emeryville, California. Monday. Wednesday. Friday. 4 p.m. Be on time, because he don't play. Period. And is that all from Brother Meek?
Yes, sir.
Ashe. Everybody put your hands together one more time for Brother Meek and T-Boo with the demonstration. And then we want to shout out the California Homeless Union, the California Homeless Union. They're here covering, getting great media. We're grateful for everyone that is here. If I could, while they come up to the stage, I'm going to sing a song for y'all, all right? It goes, put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. You can hear what she says if you listen. Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. You can hear what she says if you listen. It's the sound of the river as it moves across the stones. It's the same sound as the blood in your body as it moves across your bones. Are you listening? Are you listening? Are you listening? I'm gonna do it again. If you feel called to sing, sing with me. Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. You can hear what she says if you listen. Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. You can hear what she says if you... What? It's the sound of the river as it moves across the stones. It's the same sound of the blood in your body as it moves across your bones. Are you listening? Are you listening? Are you listening? One more time for the sake of the three. Come on. Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. You can hear what she says if you listen. Put your roots down, put your feet on the ground. You can hear what she says if you listen. It's the sound of the
it moves across the stones. It's the same sound as the blood in your body as it moves across your bones. Are you listening? Are you listening? Are you listening? People Power Solar, it's on you.
Peace, peace. My name is Yasir. I come from People Power Solar. I'm here with Daisy Maria, also from People Power Solar. We're here, we were asked to come out to talk about solar energy relations, and to more answer questions about what the community might have about solar and energy and how it can be used here on the Homeful lot. I was going to just do like a Q&A if you guys have questions about solar energy. I think we could start there. Were there any specific questions for the site or any specific questions for the community?
I have one.
Yes.
Is it true, or is it actually attainable if you are going to be renting a solar system, some sort of entity for the solar system to actually pay itself off, or is that a lie?
All right. So the question is it true if you rent a solar system from any type of entity, will you be able to pay it off, or will it pay itself off? Good question. Thank you for answering that. We can tackle that first. I would just give my personal advice. My advice when you pencil things out, try not to, if you don't have to, ever lease a system from a solar company. So one of the biggest tricks that the industry uses to get people kind of looped in is they will sell them solar at an inflated price. So let's say you want to put solar on your house, and you're like, they'll come out, they'll take a look at it, they'll say, okay, you need a 4 kilowatt system. We're going to charge you $45,000 for a 4 kilowatt system. And you don't have to pay it right now. Just give us $1,000, we'll start work, and sign a little lien for your house. And that way, as you pay the money back, once the money's completely paid, we'll release the lien from your property. If you don't pay that off, your house, a portion of your house belongs to that solar company. So it's a really tricky, sticky situation. I'm just simplifying it, making it nice and easy. Just try not to do it. One, you get shorthanded up front because you don't get any type of solar credit from the government. They do still offer a 26%, I think, incentive for people to go solar. You lose that goes directly to the solar company. So they pocket that, and they still sell you it at an inflated price. So when we talk about pricing for solar systems, if you can obtain the skills to do it yourself, which it doesn't take that long, it takes about a weekend to learn how to install solar, you're looking at about $1,000 a kilowatt. So if you say, I want a 4 kilowatt system, and I'm using the number 4 because the standard 3-person house is about a 4 kilowatt system, you can expect to spend, if you do it yourself, for about $5,000 or $6,000. So just keep those numbers in mind when you start looking for things. Thank you for that question. Next question? Yes. So the question is it possible to have your own solar and to be off of the PG&E grid? The answer is yes. That's called off-grid. There's 2 types of systems. There's a grid tie system. I'm gonna write them up here just so you guys have them in your mind. There's a grid tie system, which means you're still connected to PG&E here in California. And then there's what's called an off-grid system, which is no PG&E. So this is where you can install your own solar system, or you can have a friend help you out. You can install the solar system. You can have that solar go to a battery that you have there on site. So as the daytime you're collecting solar, that solar is being transferred to your AC power inside of your house. The excess solar is being stored in your batteries. So when the sun goes down, you can now draw energy from your battery. You don't need to be connected to PG&E. There's thousands of communities around the globe that use that system. There's thousands of communities that have no problem with those systems. So yes, that is a possibility, and it's in this day and age, it's probably a possibility that people should explore more often. So yes, you can do that. So the question is, what is the lifetime of a panel? So you're saying how long does it last? So usually about 25 years, they're warranted for about 25 years. What you'll see between the 20 and 25 year mark, you'll see a decrease in the efficiency of the panel. So if it were putting out, you know, if you have a 500 watt panel and you go 10 years from now and it's only putting out, 25 years from now and it's only putting out 400 watts. That panel is still completely functional. It's just not putting out exactly what it's spec'd for anymore. So it's still usable, which kind of goes into second-hand solar panels. So if you're looking to do your own system, or you're looking at another affordable way to do your own system, you can repurpose solar panels. So we're kind of right at the crest where people who were early adopters of the technology purchased all these solar panels. Those solar panels are now coming off their roofs. So if you wanted to, you could go out and purchase those solar panels and use them for your individual projects. So the question is it more efficient to convert your indoor lighting to 12-volt lighting so it doesn't use as much energy? So it's kind of a tricky question. So if I'm building a new house, maybe. A lot of RVs and houses that are not traditional housing are 12 volts. Most homes that are stuck in the ground, including the ones that are here, run off of AC. So if you're looking for ways to save energy, you can just convert to LEDs. So instead of a 120 volt, 100 watt light bulb, you can get the same amount of light out of that bulb going to a 7 watt light bulb and get the same amount of brightness out of it. So if you haven't already in your homes, go to the dollar store, buy the light bulbs that are little LED light bulbs. Sometimes they call them Obama bulbs. And you can pop those in because they will decrease your electric bill, especially if you're a heavy light user. Okay, that's a good question. So the question is, how do the panels get serviced? So to my knowledge, Homefulness, this site here, they're looking to go solar. So if there is a group of individuals who are there, I should ask, is there a group of individuals who plan to maintain those here?
Probably our maintenance folks, like Mute.
Okay. So pay attention to the answer. So panels do need a little bit of maintenance. A couple of things. One is basically the cleaning, which happens every couple of years, unless you know we're in a situation that we're in now, where we have the wildfires going on. And the wildfires, believe it or not, you can't see, like right now you're looking around, but there's little bitty pieces of trees falling on us right now. And houses and cars and plastic and all other types of things that descend. And they usually descend in the evening when the air gets cooler, that falls down. On your cars, you'll see the collection of it in the morning. On the roofs, you'll see that the collection of it. On your solar panels, that collection will accumulate. When that accumulates over time, it will decrease the efficiency of your panel. So yes, you do want to maintain those by cleaning them.
That makes sense.
The wires need to be watched and maintained because you don't want them to fray or anything like that. So you want to make sure that they're at a level where there's a lot of children here, God bless the children, but you want to make sure it's at a level where the children cannot manipulate them. Make sure they're in conduit, make sure the conduits are tight, like very simple things that we can also, rodents. Rodents love wire. So they sharpen their teeth with wire. That includes squirrels and rats and anything else we consider rodents. They will chew through it just so they can sharpen their teeth. And also, I think the outside sheath tastes good to them. So the other thing I think that Tiny wanted us to speak on is about energy and just what is energy. Which is a really big question. So when we open up like energy, sometimes people are thinking about turning on a light switch. When we see a site and we look at the design of the site, usually the last thing that comes to my mind is a light switch. So when I come out and I do consultations for people or consultation for sites, there's a couple of things that I look at way before we even get to a light bulb. Number one is, where on this planet are we? So the land is the very first thing. Our orientation to the sun is one of the first things. And that doesn't have anything to do with, where am I going to put solar panels? It's just, we function as human beings based off of our orientation. And everyone has a different orientation. Some people are orientated to the planet, some people are orientated to money. Some people are orientated to love. There's a lot of different things that trigger us, that we direct our hearts toward. If you're in a place and you're having a conversation with someone and you say, hey, which direction is north? You know, some people can stop for a second. Some people will be able to answer right away. Other people will have to stop for a second and go, let me orientate myself. Which direction is north? Are we in the northern or southern hemisphere? Northern. Northern hemisphere. The sun passes where?
East to west.
It's kind of a trick question, right? East to west, it passes over the equator.
Actually, the sun doesn't pass, we pass that.
There you go. So if the sun's going over the equator and we're in the northern hemisphere, which direction is the sun?
South.
South. How often is the sun in the south direction? Very good. Man, somebody's paying attention. Always, unless we change and go to the southern hemisphere. If we're in the southern hemisphere, the sun's going to be where? You guys, you're catching on quick. So if I ever want to know what direction north is, what would I need to do? What's the 2 ways I can do it? It's the opposite of the sun. So if I look at the sun, I can go, sun's there. It must be over here. What's my other option?
Left, right.
What do we have when the sun's out? Our number one partner when the sun's out always runs with us. Our shadow. You said the moon?
I thought you said when the sun's out, like out of the sky.
Oh, okay. Sorry, when the sun is visible. Yeah, our shadow. We can always take a look at our shadow as well. So I'm bringing this up just to say the source of energy on this planet, regardless how you boil it down, whether it's, I believe in love, like it's all about love. Okay, that's fine. Oh no, I believe in people energy. That's fine too. But the number one source of energy is the sun. That's the way things have been written. So the sun gives us all energy, lets us all survive. It does a number of things I won't get into right now. We could be talking all day about that. But if you see that and you understand, like, if you're looking at energy in a different way, if you're looking at energy as like the sun and how do I relate to the sun, then you'll start seeing different things appear. So in design, I'm bringing this up to say, in design, we're looking at where the sun is. When we grow things, so for the people here, anyone grow? Gardeners, farmers?
I grow stuff.
Okay, we got some growers in the house. So if you're looking at energy, when we're looking at energy and energy independence, again, one of the last things we look at is solar and how can solar relate. The first thing we look at is where we are on this planet. The next thing is we look at is the energies that are going to be functioning in the space. So, and of those energies, the one energy that's always the wild card that we have to address first are the people. So the people that are going to be functioning in this space, where is their energy coming from? Where is it going? How is it going to move through the space that we're at?
The sun! Solar!
Is it energy that's going to be disruptive, or is it energy that's going to be smooth? Is it energy that's going to be there, stagnant energy, or is it energy that's going to have a way in and a way out? These are things to think about prior to getting into flipping on a light switch. These are the energies that could actually make a site productive or break a site down. Just like it can make the human body physically able, or it can break the human body down. The food we eat, the way we interact with the food, the way we interact with the people next to us is energy. And how that energy, how we choose to manipulate that energy when it comes in is how successful we're going to be with that energy. So the first thing is, what is energy? It depends. Where are you? What's the site? Who are you designing for? So this is for essentially anything in life, but we're just talking about a site design here. So we have, they have a couple of units here, and I think they're going to do 12 more on this site, which I think is fascinating. So
how high are they going to stack them?
I think 2.
Get too high?
Yeah. I think. That may be inside information. Maybe I'm not supposed to talk about that. What's that?
Where are they going to put the pool?
The pool? The sister actually earlier, she was talking about water. So one of the other energies that happen in a site, or we look at structures in sites and we see how can we utilize and capitalize on the structures. So a lot of people take solar panels and they put the solar panels on their roofs, which is productive in certain situations. In this situation, it may be productive. Other situations, it may not be productive. It depends on what you're doing with your roof. A lot of people all around the world, it's not so common here. They have like roof water catchments. Everyone's seen roof water catchments where you can catch the rainwater running off your roof, put it into a container, and then you can now use that rainwater to do different things with, including bathing, drinking, and so forth. So there's a certain amount of education that has to go along with that. You need to know what type of roof you have. You need to know what's on your roof. So metal roofs, like the roofs here are going to be metal roofs, are great for rainwater catchments. If you have an asphalt roof, maybe not so. For rainwater. You can use it for gardening. You can use it for all of your gardening, actually. So the amount of rainwater that we get here in the state of California, and actually a site of this size here, it depends on how many roofs you have, can take care of the entire site, even through the dry summers, if the rainwater catchment is set up and planned for up front. So think about those things as you guys are doing your like any e-waste right now. There's a pretty big effort to take those to e-waste centers. I don't know where the ones are here. Berkeley has an e-waste center right off of Gilman Street. So you can take your used solar panels down to that location and they'll take them and they'll recycle them. They recycle the glass, they recycle the photovoltaics inside as well. So the question was, you said, me, that you can learn how to do solar in a weekend. Prove it. Is that what you said?
Well, no, I just said how, like where?
How, where? So you mentioned also YouTube. So YouTube is a source. It's a source that actually I was not fortunate to have when I grew up. We didn't have YouTube. So if we wanted to learn something, we had to go to the library. We had to have a library card. If you lost the book, you'd lose your privileges, which decrease your... Anyway, long story. So I'm going to draw a system real quick about solar. There are solar companies here in the Bay Area which will train you on how to install solar. You can volunteer to install solar here in the Bay Area. It's a very unique privilege that we have. So you can go, you can take a 4 or 5 hour course, learn the basics of safety, learn the basics on how to install. You can go on a list to say, I'd like to volunteer to start installing. You can go on someone else's roof that you may or may not know, and you can do the installation on their roof safely. After doing 2 or 3 of those, you now know how to install solar. The cost of that is your attention, your commitment, and your follow-through. So it's up to the person because they don't charge you. They'll let you sit in the training, show how to do it, and so forth. Solar's pretty easy. Sorry, I shouldn't say pretty easy. Solar is accessible to most people to understand. There's 2 wires. You have your solar panel. Essentially, you have 2 wires that hooks up to. Those 2 wires can go to, it depends on really how you want to set your system up. You can have a battery if you want to collect batteries. Most people in most systems will have what's called an inverter. What an inverter does is it takes all of your solar panel information and it says, I have this information, what am I going to do with it? So one option is you can go to your house.
That looks like an arrow.
Looks like an arrow, not a house.
We get the point though, I'm sorry.
You get any bricks?
Now it really looks like an arrow, but go ahead.
Flowers. You can also take that to a battery.
Like a Yeti?
Like a Yeti. Usually this is bi-directional, sorry. So this is an arrow.
To store the power for later?
Yeah, so you can
I
have
was gonna ask, like, what
you can
is
have your
this,
solar
like-
panel that can be hooked up to an inverter. That inverter will then send excess energy to a battery for backup, and it will send it to your house. This is a simplified sketch here. And it will send it to your house so you can use it for your lights and so forth, your dishwasher, whatever it is that you're using at your house. So if you can understand this concept of you have two wires that run to a box, that box then has two outs that go to a battery sometimes you don't need it. And it has another set of outs that goes to a house. That is as basic as it gets.
Does it save it as AC or DC?
So the question was, does it save it as AC or DC? So battery backups are DC current. Your solar panels, typically all solar panels are DC. Sometimes they put a little box on the back of it that will make it AC, but we're not going to get into that right now. Essentially, even on the AC, it still goes to the inverter and the setups is still the same. The storage in the battery is DC. Oops. DC stands for direct current, AC stands for alternating current.
What about places like Alaska where they have like 6 months of like no sun?
Yeah, so the question is like, what about Alaska where they have excess sun?
Not a lot. They have 6 on and 6 off.
They have like these dark periods. There's certain places on the planet, well, in a system like this, you could replace the solar panels. What does that look like?
A windmill.
A windmill. Okay.
A daisy.
You can replace this. This is wind. So you can replace it in a place like this. In a place like this where I can feel the wind. If you were familiar with this location and familiar with this site, you're like, oh, I come out here all the time. I would love to speak with that person because you can ask that person a million questions about the location. Like, is it windy here all the time? Yeah, man, it's freaking windy here all the time. Great. Well, maybe we can put up wind energy versus solar energy. Wind energy, I can build myself. I don't need to go buy a panel from somewhere else. Building a panel is a little bit more difficult. So creating a DC generator, which is what wind energy is. Anyone ever take things apart when they were small? Okay, great. Not just me. Now, he's like, and now. So basically anything that you take apart that has a motor in it, I'd say probably 75% of the time those are DC motors. So if it's a VCR, I'm about to say a VCR. Some people know what VCRs are, some people don't. If you take a VCR apart, it has a part that spins inside. Once you take that apart, you'll see a little DC motor in there. If you spin that motor will generate electricity. You'll have voltage coming out of there that you can hook up, essentially. Again, it's oversimplifying, but just giving you guys an idea here.
The other option there besides the wind is you can be tied to the grid, and so when the sun's not shining, you can still get power there.
Yeah, so he was pointing out that you can also be grid tied, like we talked about here. So you can also be grid tied and you can have,
6 months of energy.
so let's say for certain situations.
How far is the park?
You could also have a grid tie system that will store energy as well. More expensive option, more dependent option. So just things to think about there. I have 2 questions, yes.
Sorry, can you explain again about the sun being always south of us? Is that what you said?
Can I explain it again?
The sun being always south of us.
So the question was if I could explain again about the sun always being south of us.
Because I've heard east, it goes east to west, you know, it rises in the east.
Okay, good. Thank you for clarifying that. I was about to say, no, I can't. He clarified by saying that he heard that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Just yes, the sun does rise in the east still, and it sets in the west. it will pass in a southern motion. So it's going like this instead of like this. And instead of like this.
The arch.
So it's going to pass in the southern south of us. So it's going to start in the east, southeast. It's going to pass all the way here to southwest.
So at noon is it
all the way here.
At noon is it like directly south or?
No, so at noon, if you're standing, anytime you look at the sun, it's going to be south. Whether it's in the morning, in the middle of the day, or in the evening. It's always going to be south. From where you are, it's always going to be south of where you are. Unless we move. If we physically move our bodies to directly below the equator, it's going to be different. You will have no shadow. It comes directly above you. But there, you're going to see it rise in the east and the west. So you're going to know I'm on the equator. So when I look at the sun in the AM, before noon, it's going to be in the east. And afternoon, it's going to be descending. Yeah. So the question is, have you ever thought about using heat to take water and then have cold water go to hot water and putting a turbine in there and in creating energy that way? There's a lot of different ways to create energy. A lot. And a lot of those different ways, the powers that be don't really want people to know. What they want is to make it very remedial for people. So people think that the only way to get power is to go to their power company and to pay their power company 20% of their income. And then to pay their landlord 70% of their income. And for groceries, pay another 45% of their income. Which if you do the math, that puts everyone in debt. That's the ideal system here. So just another thing to think about. Yes, you can. You can create energy from hot air. You can create energy from a heat to cool. You can create energy from water. If you have a creek, you can put one of those motors we just talked about in the creek and let it continue to run. It's going to charge that battery up. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. One way is to pay your power company for it. Another way is to go out and find somewhere that they have like old solar panels. Find somewhere where they have, this can be a car battery. They work just fine. One of the things that we do, and had I known, we would have brought a battery here to power the stuff that's going on here. I didn't know that they were going to do that today. So you hear in the background, you hear this loud generator that after about 2 minutes, what your brain does is it shuts it off, so you don't hear it until I mention it again. But it's going on in the background. So we can bring clean power on batteries that go in cars here, plug it in, and we would have power here as well. So.
Ashe. So are there any more questions before our brother begins to wrap up his presentation? Any more questions?
Thank you. You can get back to all the fun stuff. Sorry.
Learning is fun too. Ashe, right?
Solar power.
Solar power is the way to go. We're doing things to sustain the planet and to sustain our livelihood on the planet. So we want to thank People Power Solar for coming and bringing this wealth of information. This is our strategy to preserve, right, and not be harmful to the planet and the people and all the other, elements that we share the space with. Thank you once again, brother. And if you want to hear more from them, where can they find you all?
Yeah, you can just online, you can just look up People Power Solar. We're here as a resource for the community, so if you guys have questions, email us, we'll answer. If you have an event like this that you need power, let us know. We can provide clean power for it, so you don't have the noise in the background. If you have any other type of event where you need something that's going to be away from the grid, let us know. We can help out with that as well. And if you're thinking about going solar, don't get ripped off. Again, there's a lot of misinformation out there. If you have something, let us take a look at it for you. We don't charge, there's no fee. We're here to help the community.
Give it up for Brother Yasir, y'all. It's amazing when people have the information stored in their memory so much that they can share it with others. Remember, I was talking about the medicine and us being together. So Momi has beautiful organs.
origami's that she makes by custom hand. They're available for purchase. Sizes differ in price, $3 to $20. All contributions go support magazine efforts. Yo, listen, this is a celebration. This is a resource sharing. This is our medicine. When we do the work, when we show up together, when we love on each other, that is the design of humanity. Did you hear me? That is the design of humanity. It's meant for all of us to have a childhood and grow on up. But everybody's journey ain't designed the same way. So sometimes we leave a little earlier than others. Sometimes when we come straight out the womb, we actually end up in those spaces. So we acknowledge that. Everybody's journey ain't the same. Ashe?
Okay, I want to give it up to one of our elders, because our elders, our babies, our families, our relatives are what Homefulness is about. But I want to give special love to Sister Warrior, reporter, photographer, artist, Mommy Palapis! I don't know where she is though right now. But that's the beautiful gift of cake that she made by hand for all of us here. And people should check out that art because it's amazing and we're going to cut it. And Mommy, are you here? Behind you. Oh, there she is. Did you miss my whole aggrandizement, Mommy? Mommy. I said Mommy is a beautiful sister warrior, artist, photographer, and she made an amazing cake. And she's going to cut it now. So people, if you want some cake, go for it. And let me turn it back to Sister Mama Blue.
I love y'all. Thank y'all for sliding through. Many blessings.
Just want to say, because I know John didn't say, but in the corner back there, he's not trying to sell no recycled goods. It's actually free clothing and shoes and bags and other good stuff in the bag. So please go take a look back there. And also just want to shout out Jazz. Yay, Jazz, for painting all the kids' faces today. Jazz, and then also Veronica, who has a beautiful earth altar. And please go put your blessings in the altar. She's coming up here to talk about some other stuff. Come in. Okay.
Hello, somebody. So she said Wood Street Commons, houseless helping houseless. 3rd annual solidarity bike ride, October 4th, 8 a.m. Depart at 2601 Wood Street. Help fund the Wood Street Commons Community 3rd annual bike ride all the way up to the state capitol. So we
also, none of this beautiful space and this beautiful medicine and these beautiful speakers could happen without the radical redistribution of folks with race and class privilege practicing ComeUnity reparations for us poor folks who don't have 2 nickels to put together and could never have bought this small part of Mama Earth so we could legally and spiritually unsell it. I can't say this enough. Please, for any of you digital streetwalkers, for any of you folks here, trust funders, or have some extra resources, let's stop the BS, start writing the checks, and come to People's School in Black August 24th and 25th. You can do it on Zoom. The Decolonization, Degentrification Seminar. www.poormagazine.org/education.
Ashe. Tiny know how to give one heck of a commercial. Mama Angel Hart.
Hello, my name is Angel Hart. I'm a Homefulness resident and poverty scholar, and I just wanted to share with folks that every other Thursday at 5 p.m. I host a radio show called The People's Botanica, which is a project under Poor Magazine where all proceeds go back to Homefulness. So my show is about spirit, healing, and our connectedness and our struggle. So if you'd like to tune in, I would appreciate it. Thank you.
That's right. Also on August 24th in San Francisco, for any of our San Francisco family, or if you're in Oakland and you want to become San Francisco family, hello somebody. August 24th, we will be doing Patrol Hill Day on the Green, Family Day, which was a 30-year event that took place to help bring neighbors together in community. And over the last 4 years, we've been bringing it back. It had took like a 20-year hiatus, and it's 4 years back. And we're strong, and it's for the community. It's free, so bring your family out. There's some flyers over on the table. Also, please participate in our silent auction. We have a beautiful basket with all kinds of goods from our vendors at Homefulness, and we would love for you to participate. All proceeds will go to Homefulness, Poor Magazine, and all of the efforts. Decolonize Academy, school's about to start back. You know, like our sister said, we rubbing nickels together to make it happen. Hello, somebody. A family that pray together, what? Stay together. Say it again loud and proud. A family that prays together, what? Stay together. Hallelujah, won't he do it?
Ira, Israel Muñoz, ¿dónde estamos?
He's trying to hide in the jumper.
No, Ira.
You gotta get off of there. Get off of there, Ira.
I want to say also, just to name this, first of all, that all our beautiful relatives here coming together is not only an act of liberation and revolution, but this is hard. There are so many moving parts to bring this beautiful day together, and we po folks, we holding up our thread, relatives. Poor Magazine is in fact po. So if you got a little dough, we appreciate it, though. Just saying. Okay, just a little. But this is very hard, and this is a benefit, so if you got a little money to throw in the till, we appreciate it.
And now we're going to bring up Sister Tracy with libation for our ancestors. Asheo. The mother. She carries all nations. The mother. She birthed civilization. The mother. We all have one. We have a mother. Take care of her. Yes. Pachamama Earth, we acknowledge you. Asheo.
Give thanks and praise. Give thanks and praise to the Most High, to the Creator. I just have to bring my grandson up here. This is Leandro Marquise Morrison III. This is his first ceremony. I want to lift him up in all prayer with the family on the land. This land is very important to us. What we're going to do is we're going to do libation. We're just going to honor myself, coming from the Afro-Indigenous community. I'm Muskogee Creek Cree Cherokee of Mohawk. As a Black Indian and a wild Indian, it's very important that we keep our traditions alive and we teach. This is the 7th generation born within our nation. So I want to give thanks and praise. Just to tell the story, I faced the community. Tell the story about all of the people that are here within spirit. Most of our family is within spirit within us. They have carried us, they have traveled, and they brought us here. So I always want to give thanks and praise and give acknowledgement to the first people of the earth that the Creator created. And so with that being said, I always honor the North. Ashe. And with that, we always think about the ones that came from the North and had to travel all over the world from every north, east, west, and south, and brought a lot of us here to our beautiful South, to the real Egypt. So with that, to the South, I'm going to give thanks to all of ours that traveled here and made Turtle Island and all of the islands, the Caribbean islands, all of us throughout the islands and beyond who we are. Ashe. And with that, I have to always honor the ones that traveled to the east, those that had to jump off of ships, those that smothered their children, threw their children off of boats, those that resisted, those that were kidnapped, those that were tricked, those that survived, and for all of those that did not survive, for all of the sharks that ate our people in the water and fed the ecosystem, we want to honor them. And we want to honor what they've given us for our survival here. Ashe. And we definitely want to go to the West because the West is who we are, you know. it's like represents everything that happened all throughout to represent who we are. And so for all of those that were hanging from trees and survived and left this country and came back and then claimed who they really are, I especially want to give thanks to the wild Indians, the uncivilized ones that are able to be alive today and unite with our family as of now and give birth to the next generation. And with this, as I'm going to go around in honor, I would like to say if anyone has any ancestors they would like to honor, we're going to give like 30 seconds to throw out these ancestors' names, to ask them to bring all of their blessings, their love, their encouragement, everything, their love and light, and all of those that have sacrificed themselves on this land that we live on right now. I'm going to say my father, Lord Lawrence Borton.
Brittany Nicole Davis, Demarie Clay.
Chameleon King.
Dred McCall. Myra Frank.
Say it out loud. Come on. Come on.
Black Bob.
Loud, because we got ones that got to pick up the ones that didn't know they had to pick up the ones. So like, raise it up, please. Ashe.
Vicente Pineda.
Ashe.
Maria Sanchez.
Ashe.
Cora.
Ashe.
Sonia Messi.
Ashe. Ashe.
Christian Dotson.
Ashe. Ashe.
Ruth Villas.
Ashe.
Wendy Jackson.
Ashe. And I'm going to say this just because, you know, this is Black August, and we're going to honor what we're going to honor for real. So for the Honorable Jonathan Jackson, George Jackson, Dr. Huey P. Newton, and so many, many others, I'm going to give out the last three Ashes. Ashe. Ashe. Aho. Amen. Thank you. Blessings.
With divine gratitude, we appreciate you, Sister Tracy, for bringing that prayer into the space. We acknowledge the ancestors born and reborn again. And you know, I have an amplified voice like naturally. So I'm not even like speaking really loud. But I just want you all to know that the medicine that we get when we're together is nothing that they can prescribe you in a westernized institution. Our real healing is the planet, is us, and is us honoring all of the elements that makes this solar system continue to vibrate. So it's deep medicine and prayer. Right now we're about to receive a blessing from our danzante Azteca. And we thank our prayer warriors for bringing this deep medicine.
Again, bienvenidos y bienvenidas. Vamos a formarnos de una vez. ¿Qué es, Álvaro? Just acknowledging, you know, all the ancestors from all four walks of life, as we're standing on a lonely Huchiun territory, as indigenous people from Mexica, Taino, Urepecha, understanding that we're guests in these lands, but this is not our original land, so just acknowledging the land that we're standing on. So we're going to offer some corporal prayers. Again, this is it's not a show, it's a corporal prayer, pre-colonial, that was passed down by teachers and maestros and maestras from the central part of Mexico, Tenochtitlan. And again, just always acknowledging what we as Poor Magazine do. We acknowledge all the prayer bringers, from all four walks of life, and bringing those ancestors in their way. All of them equally important. So with that, we're just gonna give praise to these lands, to this neighborhood, to Oakland. Again, a beautiful prayer event that is a solution. With that, we're gonna do a couple of prayers and then Mateo.
Thanks everybody for being here today and support this beautiful project. Again, Mateo said we're here to pray together. And I'd like to thank the sister that explained about the way that he prayed about the 4 directions. Pretty much we do the similar, but we're beginning with the west, where the sun burned. Then we go to the east, where the sun died. And then we go north, south, thanks the sky, the Father, Son, our grandmother, Moon, and then go down to prayer with our Mother Earth. Again, muchas gracias a todos por venir a apoyar este bonito proyecto. Y bueno, ya esto es historia, ustedes están haciendo, son parte de esta historia. Y pues yo y mi familia les damos las gracias a Homefulness por darnos la oportunidad de tener un sueño de nuevo, tener un techo y ser parte de esta historia de estas bonitas casas, ¿no?, para la gente que lo necesita. Gracias a toda la comunidad de Homefulness y a todos ustedes. Gracias, Tani. Ometeo.
¡Hola, México! ¡Ometeo!
We're standing. Oh.